Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're going to try to tackle this wall, or these walls. So far, I think I have enough material without having to cut down a 2x6 to make 2x4s. Most of the 2x4s that I got that were supposed to be long were cut or broken half, so it led me to have to do a bunch of finagling to make things work out. So what I've got here is my pieces of tin. By the time I cut the bad out of them, are going to be 59 inches. So from an inch and a half from the top of this down would have to be from here to the top at 59 inches. So we've got an inch and a half here, we've got an inch and a half on our bottom plate, and then we've got another inch and a half on the top plate. So that subtracts, see, 3, 4, 4.5 inches. So 4.5 inches from 59 leaves me with 54 and a half. I got it figured out. But anyway, I've got the studs and everything made, and the wall is ready to go together. I've already got the screws in it, pre-drilled. Got them on 2-foot centers, and the reason I'm doing 2-foot centers is because eventually I'm going to put shelves in here. So what I can do to tie all them together to make them a lot stronger is when I go to put my shelves in, I'll take a 2x6 and cut the 2x4s out of these areas right here, and then I'll just slip it in like a puzzle, and then put a screw in it, and that will strengthen that wall and give me an additional place to put a screw into the tin on the side of it. So that way the tin's not so rattly when the wind blows, and it strengthens the wall at the same time, and you get a way to mount a shelf. So we're going to go ahead and get started putting this wall together. Now I'm only going to put one wall together and raise it on camera, and then pin it to where it's straight, and then after that I'll shut the camera off, and we will do all the rest of them, and then I'll come back when the walls are done. So let's get started. Enjoy the music.
Oh dear, okay.
The Pope takes a poop and the President too, and the fancy pants banker in his three-piece suit. The big fat general and all of his troops. The truth of the matter is everybody poops. brain surgeon has to leave his lump, and the high-priced model has to stop for a dump. But can the size of Canada can't spray away the truth? 'Cause even if they don't admit it, everybody poops.
Everybody poops. Everybody poops. Sure things number more than two. Death and taxes and everybody poops.
Some days it's easy, other days it's hard. But if your system's working, thank your lucky stars. Nobody talks about it, not a word is said. But if you're not pooping, then it means you're probably dead. The destitute and homeless have to do it, it's true. But even all the wealthy people gotta make do. And if you live long enough, it's happening to you. Sooner or later, everybody poops.
Everybody poops. Everybody poops. Sure things number more than two. Death and taxes and everybody poops. Death and taxes and everybody poops. Death and taxes and everybody poops. Doobie-doo.
We have walls. I was beginning to think we wasn't gonna make it this far. Now I'm gonna put a small window here and a big window in the back, and I used 4x4s on these walls too for each corner. And the reason I did that, I wanted to use the 4x4s for underneath for the runners to slide it up on a trailer, but I guess I'm gonna have to buy some more 2x4s in the future. Uh, the reason I had to use these 4x4s on the corner is because I was really shy on some good 2x4s, and using the 4x4s, I got 2 corners out of one 4x4. So that saved me 4 2x4s, and it's a good thing I did it. And I'll give you a walk around here. Alright, now everything is tied together really good. You know, I got this 2x4 mounted to this 4x4, and so on. Everybody knows how to put frame together. Now when I got to the edge here, since I was at 36 inches in the door spacing, I needed to bring that down for a 32-inch door, so I went ahead and put a end from the floor all the way to the ceiling, or the top rail, or runner. Same thing on this side. And she come together pretty good. Now we gotta put a roof on it. I didn't do the same on all the walls. This one here is on 2-foot center, and mainly the reason I done that is because there's no window going in this one, so it's going to be tied together with shelves and stuff like that. So I didn't feel that it was necessary, and it saved me 2x4. Now when I got to the windows, this side here was a little off, so basically what I did was found center, which was right there, and I centered the window to the door. And once I had the 2x4s placed for the each side of the window, then I went and measured from here over to here and got my center here, and mounted the 2x4 there, the stud there, in that one. So this one's not completely, it's not 16-inch center, and it's not 2-foot center. That one is, the window. And this one here is on 16-inch center all the way across. That one, I don't know how it worked out, but I guess because it's 8 foot, so I guess that would work out. Then we got that small window going in there, and it's all tied together with big old frickin' 3-inch decking screws. Those bad boys right there. So now we got to put a roof on it. I'll give you a top view here of what it looks like. Now on the front here, I had to use a 2x6 because I didn't have a long 2x4, and I didn't want to piece one together. So I used a 2x6, and above the door it wouldn't hurt to have a little extra strength anyway. So I went ahead and put a 2x6 all the way across there, and as you can see how I tied them together on both sides. And did the same thing on that side. And everything is drilled and screwed. There is no nails in this. It ain't coming apart. Now, this tin on the outside, it's not going to be there very long. Eventually, I'm going to put some plywood up. But, you know, just to get me into a storage building, I don't see any reason why not to use tin. So there's the walls, and like I said, eventually this tin will come back off, and I'll put plywood the whole way around it. I just don't have the money for that right now. My milling machine's more important. So this is just going to be a storage building to get all the wood that's in my way in the shop out of the shop and get it in here. So anytime I got a big sheet of plywood that I don't want to get rained on and I don't want it in my way, because I'm telling you, I've had to store plywood in my shop, and believe me, that was no fun trying to walk around that stuff in a little camper. So we found a new place to put it on the porch and in behind the kitchen cabinet or hutch behind in the kitchen, and that just got old real fast. So that's basically all this is for anyway, is storage. So for now, that tin will have to work, and I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do the roof first, get it covered, because we're supposed to be getting snow Monday. So I'm racing the clock right now. I did all this myself today. The only thing that she helped me with was putting up one wall and setting them. I had to set them back down because it made it easier for me to have this wall off and that wall off, so that I can lay that wall down or screw it together while it was down on the frame and then just raise it up by myself. So walls ain't hard at all to do. Well, building a building period ain't hard to do. You just got to have the material to do it. So this would be, I guess, part 4. I've got so much video on this from where I got aggravated, and you guys ain't gonna see that. So I got a lot of editing to do on this one. It might be 2 days before I get this up. So there's the walls. So I guess part 5 will be starting on the ceiling or the roof. So you guys have a good one. Later. Alright, well, I couldn't wait to do the roof. I went ahead and got the beams on it. The center beam, I didn't really have to do a whole lot to it because it was a double beam. But for this side, I put a 2x4 up on there. I can find my flashlight here. So I put a 2x4 all along that right there. Now, I didn't go all the way to the end, and it wasn't necessary. I didn't have a 2x4 long enough, so it really ain't necessary. Most of your weight's going to be right there in the center anyway.